Okay, just trying to review what lessons came out this week. That was the two of them. Although I can't. Yeah, it's October 8th, second week in October now, and it's Friday. A lot of. I got a whole long story to tell you that I'm not going to do today, but it sort of revolves around Santa Cruz guitars. And it actually has to do with camp and stuff like that too. So that'll be coming up. I still have a few more details and interviews to do to get all the tidbits I need. So coming up, hopefully next week or the week after, a really interesting story about Santa Cruz guitars and my history with them and other people's history with them. And it made me think, I got to get this guitar out and play it again. And I just love it. Although I'd love it better if my nail was back. It's still not. It's been a week, and it's not still quite functional. But which worked out well for that Neil Diamond song, because the picking pattern that I wanted people to do in it is probably, I'm not sure how I put it in the lesson, but it works really well to move your whole hand, to go thumb, index, middle. Wait. Yeah, thumb, index, middle, then move your thumb. I'm just on a C chord here. Of course, the real song was capoed up to the second fret. Thumb, index, middle, then moving your thumb to the fourth string, and then your middle finger to the second string, and your index finger to the third string. And so both the songs that came out this week relied kind of on interesting arpeggios. The Tom Waits one. So that one just came out, so you probably haven't had a chance to take a look at it. But it had to do with there's sort of a long story as to why that one happened too. This was a song, I Hope That I Don't Fall in Love with You, that came back to my attention because one of our long hardcore campers, Lynn, played it at camp this year. And then another one asked Ed. You guys might remember Ed from Fly on the Wall days. Ed said, "Hey, I really want to learn that song that Lynn did at camp, the Tom Waits song." And I said, "Oh yeah, God, it was great. I don't think I'd ever heard it before, and I didn't, And he said, "No, you and I worked on it about 30 years ago." Oh, I guess I did hear it, but I forgot about it. Anyway, beautiful tune. I hope you check out Tom's versions. Again, he doesn't do that many songs that with guitar accompaniment, but we do have a couple of his that are up there. Old 55, and I may look for more. I got to listen more carefully to the early years albums. There's two of them that came out in the early 90s, and I think a lot of that had a lot of guitar backups in there. So if anybody else has more info on that era of Tom Waits, or songs of his that are guitar heavy or guitar oriented, I'd be really happy to take a look at them. So anyway, so when Ed said he wanted to learn it, I said, well, here, why don't you watch the video of Lynn playing it at camp and see what you can figure out. Then I also asked Lynn I gave them an assignment. Lynn's assignment was write out what you're doing, because it wasn't exactly what Tom was doing. And so in the meantime, I was working on a lesson on it with the tab that shows kind of what Tom was doing. Pretty basic finger picking. And anyway, hope you like it. So that was fun working on those two songs last week. I have two other things I want to talk about. Let's see. The first one is, let's go there first. Question that came up last week on pentatonic scales and how to use them, and is it important to use all of them? How do you know when to switch? And my real advice on it is you really only need 3 patterns, and actually, and you don't even need the full versions of all 3. So I really like people to learn pattern 6 first. We're going to do this now in the key of D. And so that would mean I would take pattern 1, which I rarely would use pattern 1 on the lower strings, but the whole pattern 1 on D would be this, right? So that was pattern 1 on D. But more useful is pattern 6, which fits behind it. In this case, would start on B. B would be the relative minor. And so a really great combination of patterns to use is running through 6, and then usually, though, you don't even need the lower strings. Start on the 4th string, because that's the tonic of our minor key. What what I just did there was played 2 notes on string 4 and string 3, and 1 note on, or then I went to the second string, but then when I went to the next 3 frets higher on the second string, I moved into the top 4 notes of pattern 1. So that little block, or that pair of blocks, is really, really useful. So there's no reason to come all the way down pattern 1, down to those bass notes, because you can get them down in pattern 6 too. Now, the other pattern that I think is really useful is pattern 3. Now, you know pattern 6 fits on the 6th string of whatever minor key you're in. Pattern 3 I always think of as the minor scale on the 5th string. And don't even play the 6th string on it. Now, that was the full minor scale following kind of like an A minor pattern. So I played B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B. Then kept going. C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G, A. And if I want to complete it, I'm up now where pattern 6 would be. So between those 3 patterns, you really have the whole neck covered, because pattern 3 and 5 have a pattern between them that would be pattern 3 and 6, sorry, have a pattern between them that would be 5. But 3 and 6 have all the notes in it that are in 5, so you can forget about 5. And 2 is the same deal. You can forget about it, because if you play 3, let's see, I'm going to have to change keys to do this. Let's say I'm using 1 in G. Well, if I go to the 3rd note, that's where pattern 3 is going to fit. Which is where an E minor chord would be on the 5th string. So again, pattern 3 I think of as the minor pattern with the tonic being on the 5th string. Okay, that's probably adding to a lot of confusion right there, but hopefully, Scott, who asked this question, hopefully let me know if that helps a little bit. I want to give you a hint, one more thing about what I'm working on right now, although I haven't worked this out yet. We'll see what happens. Question came up a couple of months ago. One of our members uploaded a video, Steve, of him playing the Ashokan Farewell by J. Unger, which is just a beautiful tune. This lament, and you know, when I first heard the story about this many years ago, of it, you know, kind of being something that he wrote as he was saying goodbye to his campers, I thought, you know, God, it's just got that feeling of, it's kind of a sad. Everybody's saying everybody's leaving, but hopefully we'll all come back next year, and that's the way it kind of works with our international guitar camp. Is it's a little sad when everybody leaves, but they're also all really jazzed and exhausted. So it is good to like think about getting back to the real world. But I know that people, when they leave, they're already thinking, you know, next year I'm coming back. So anyway, I have a real fond ties, I guess, to Ashokan Farewell, and so I was listening to it the other day. So this is I'm getting to what's going to be really a series of lessons on this, probably, because I think what I want to do first is just the way we hear it on the Civil War soundtrack, where well, you hear a melody, right? And when the fiddle plays it, there's a lot of little embellishments that happen that are, you can do them on the guitar, but not really the same. When you slide into a note on the guitar, you really only hear the couple of pitches before. When you do that on the violin, you hear more like this. Oh. It's more like a bend on the guitar, because of course it's fretless. And anyway, so what I'm going to be doing, I think, with this lesson is first work on what the guitar does. If you listen to the Civil War version, first the violin plays the 2 melodies. There's basically 2 sections, and then a guitar comes in strumming it. got to figure that all out. Anyway, then third time through, the guitar plays the melody, and it's really neat how so I'll work on this first as a duet version, where one guitar will be strumming it, the other will be playing the lead, kind of the way the violin would do it, or exactly, I'm not sure yet if I'm going to transcribe the whole guitar version, but what happens right there? Well, anyway, so there you go. It's just starting to take shape in my head. But that is what my plan is for next week, is to get working on Ashokan Farewell. So, okay, I think that's it. Let's see. Let's play our way out of here. That's it. Once in a while, that one pops into my head, and I remember I gotta play it more than like once every 6 months so that it comes back. There's another part. Anyway, that is, I was talking to one of my students the other day about, titles for songs. And since I write mostly instrumentals, it's weird coming up with titles, and I figure like a song's not really finished until it's got a name. And that one, when I was putting it together, it's like the name was just there. It's called Paprika, and he said, "Wow, that's a great name for that song. It seems kind of bouncy and spicy." And I thought, anyway. But I'm sure there are other ones where the titles just make no sense at all along the way. Let's see, that's one of my bossa nova ones. One Step Beyond. Prepositional phrases. Okay, I got to get out of here. I got to get working on Ashokan Farewell. So I hope everybody has a good week, and I will be back with some more stuff next week.